That's the time now we start to remind drivers that this bike is expensive than that junk of a car you're driving over there. I am riding a BMW, is 4.5 million. That Toyota Carina is just 350,000. That's a piece of junk. If you hit me, you cannot even afford it to pay me. Nonsense. That's spirit of road rage. And when arrogance kicks in, you develop the spirit of something we call road rage. Road rage. Some driver cuts you off, you chase them to their graves. Someone makes a small mistake, maybe innocently because they did not even maybe see you. You want to fight with them. What are we talking about today? What exactly are we supposed to talk about today? Yes, I remember. In the last video, we talked about overconfidence as the biggest enemy to any motorcyclist. And today, I want us to continue with that discussion of overconfidence. And I want us to look at specific issues that overconfidence brings about. And we will only discuss one of them in this video. Overconfidence brings about arrogance. When you start to feel like you have ridden your bike enough, you have been on bikes for so long, you have been on bikes long enough, you don't fear anything. You also start to feel like you have a right to everything. And the environment around you is supposed to behave in some way that it has to be crafted to favor you. Everybody has to respect you. When you start to be on bikes long enough, you start to feel like you have a right of way all the time. You forget that you do not have any control to what other people do. What other people do, you have absolutely no control. But you want to assume that you have. So you get overconfident, you stop fearing bikes, you stop respecting bikes, and now you're starting to get arrogant in everything you're doing. And when arrogance kicks in, you develop the spirit of something we call road rage. Road rage. Some driver cuts you off, you chase them to their graves. Someone makes a small mistake, maybe innocently because they did not even maybe see you. You want to fight with them. Anybody who makes a mistake around you, you must fight them. Because you want to prove a point. Everybody, every one of us on motorcycles have been there. I don't want you to lie to yourself. I'm not here to lie to you that I have never been there. I have been there. I have been there. I have been there. Before you get matured enough in motorcycles to understand that sometimes it is better to avoid a conflict than to win that conflict. Sometimes it is better to avoid an argument than to win the argument. Before you get to that level, you do a lot of stupid things. Mid-drive crisis in motorcycle life. Mid-drive crisis. Maybe you have been on bikes like 2-3 years. You have upgraded to a bigger bike. You have done 20,000 kilometers. You feel like you know everything and you have everything that is required and you should be respected because you're riding a motorcycle that is expensive. That's the time now we start to remind drivers that this bike is expensive than that junk of a car you're driving over there. I am riding a BMW is 4.5 million. That Toyota Carina is just 350,000. That's a piece of junk. If you hit me, you cannot even afford to pay me. Nonsense. That's spirit of road rage. You're trying to win an argument that was not even necessary. And sometimes we bikers are the ones who start this nonsense of having road rage. Sometimes it is us. Sometimes drivers ignore us. Sometimes drivers do things out of arrogance. Sometimes they are just absent-minded. Sometimes we approach them too fast that they did not even have time to see you coming. For instance, on a major road like Thika Road, some places have bumps. And people have that tendency of changing lanes just when they are at the bumps. Maybe the one who is in front of them is too slow. They decide they are changing lane here when everybody is slow. There you are. You decided to also change the lane at that moment. So you're changing lane, this driver is changing lane, you merge together, you meet. Sometimes they can even hit you, you go down or you swerve, run away from them, and then you start insulting them, middle finger, everywhere, some nonsense sign language that nobody understands. You are throwing hands all over the place, and you escalate a road rage that was not even there. Maybe this driver is actually apologizing inside the car. They are just apologizing that you cannot hear them, you cannot even see them. You are there just looking for the blood. It happens to the best of us. I remember when I started touring this country on bikes, it was not the first time I was riding motorcycles. Many people know me when I came to know me about the riding stories from the Charisma. Charisma made me a little bit popular and people got to know me. But that was not the time I was starting to ride bikes. I had been in bikes for a couple of years before the ZMR. But the ZMR is the one that introduced me to long distance riding. I had Kibo 150, I had some Ranger 150, some small bikes before. I started riding motorcycles in 2012. And around 2018, that's the time I had the Charisma. 2018, 2019. So many people came to know me around that time of Charisma, 2018. And I was also suffering from this. The feeling of entitlement, the feeling of right of way, the feeling of demanding respect, the feeling of right of way. To a point, at some time, I even used to carry weapons. I had some swords, I had some stuff just to think that I'm protecting myself from the enemies who are out there. Only to realize that they were not even enemies. I was creating a situation that was not even necessary in the first place. I am the one in the wrong. Because this person has cut you off and they are trying to apologize, but you don't want to listen to anything they are saying. You want to prove a point. They did something wrong, they have to be punished. Road rage. You see? Just because I feel angry, I feel entitled, I feel someone needs to apologize properly. Not just apologize, apologize properly. Do not let yourself get into that nonsense. Road rage is a matter of overconfidence, which comes in the form of arrogance. I am so confident in my bike that if I hit the side mirror, I break it, I'm going to run away. They can never catch me up. Forget it. And there is something I usually tell bikers anytime we have a meeting, anytime we meet up somewhere and start talking. Anybody raising the issue of road rage and side mirrors, I always tell them, one of these fine days, you will break the wrong side mirror. You will break the wrong one. And that is going to be the last side mirror you break. I have been in situations whereby someone needs to go to jail. I have been thrown into trenches at very, very high speed by people who do not care about my safety, my life. They don't care. I remember one day, I was thrown into a trench by a KDF Land Cruiser. That was shortly before COVID. Someone decides to throw me into a trench with a KDF Land Cruiser. That was a military soldier from hell. And it was a humbling moment for me. Very, very humbling. Because what I went through for the next 30 seconds trying to save myself from death in that trench, someone deserves to be in jail for that. Someone deserves to be in jail for that. The other time I was thrown into some chamba in Salama on your way to Emari. I was going to Mombasa. Some trailer driver decides, you are not here, not there, so your life doesn't matter. Throws me out at pretty high speed. A very, very humbling moment where you do not even know how to approach this person. The trailer driver is sitting almost at the balcony of second floor. They are somewhere you cannot even reach them. Even if you decide to fight them, you cannot get up there. The other guy is a KDF soldier. There is nothing much you can do with KDF soldiers. There's nothing much you can do. You cannot even stop them to argue with them. You will not even dare to do that. So you have to swallow your pride and accept this life is not fair. But at least I got out with my life. When you get those experiences over and over again, you start to learn patience. Overconfidence and patience don't go together. They don't go together. So you have to choose whether you want to go the route of overconfidence, arrogance, and then fight everyone, demand your rights, demand apology, demand everything, break side mirrors, break windows, break everything, insult everybody, throw middle fingers to everyone. You can decide to do whatever you want. You can decide to do whatever you want. Or you can go the other route of patience, try to save yourself the best way you can, complain in a respectful way because you have the right to complain. You should let that person know that was not okay. Don't do that again. It was not okay. You have the right to do that. If you get a chance, make them understand that was not right. But never escalate that discussion into an argument that can make you people start chasing each other on the highway. Because you will never win an argument with someone inside a vehicle. You as a biker, you will never win. You will never win. Even if you break that side mirror and run away, you have not won the battle. You just ran away from the battle. You should have stayed and fight. So either way, you do not win anything. Again, the more side mirrors you break, the more risk you bring to us as the community of bikers. The more risk you bring to us as the community of bikers. Because now these people are going to find us stupid enough. We are breaking side mirrors. If they see a biker next time, they'll hit them. So you are transferring this whole bitterness to some innocent biker who has no idea that this actually happened. And they are going to pay for it. Is that what you want really? Because the moment you break that side mirror, this driver will never, ever forget that. Never. They will never forget. And they are going to mistake you for everyone else who is on a motorcycle. They don't care. Anytime they hear the sound of a motorcycle, they get aggressive. They want to fight. Even if they find a motorcyclist in trouble, they cannot help. They will only escalate it to more pain because they want someone to pay back for what they went through when you broke that side mirror. When you threw that rock and hit that window, they want someone to pay back. So what road rage does is transferring pain to innocent people who don't even understand what is going on. Overconfidence brings about arrogance, and arrogance brings about road rage. You want to prove to everyone, this motorcycle is 700,000, your field day is just 500,000. Even if you kill me, you cannot pay my family. Are you going to feed my children? A, B, C, D, yes. Then middle finger all over the place, drawing hard, side mirrors are broken. Then you start swerving all over the place. It becomes an emergency now. You want to run away from this person. You don't even know how to run away because they are so aggressive. And remember, some people have mental health issues. Some people are on drugs. Some people are on drugs. You're going to hit that side mirror and that driver goes psychotic. They want to see human blood. They do not care how. They're going to chase you all the way to your house. And some vehicles are very fast. You will not outrun them. This person is going to make your life living hell. And if they catch up with you, trust me, you cannot apologize. That chance of apologizing is not going to be there. It's not going to be there. So for me, my advice is, do not let yourself fall prey to that element of overconfidence, that you start treating motorcycles like toys, you start having a lot of fun, chasing everybody on the highway, you start getting used to insulting people on the highway, throwing hard, breaking side mirrors, you want to swerve and cut people off, and then when they hoot, you just middle finger. Like, you don't want to get to that level. If you want to survive on a motorcycle, you must learn that element of patience. Try to be mature enough to understand, maybe this person never did this intentionally. And even if you see them doing it intentionally, you don't know what is going on here. You don't. So you don't want to start a fight with a demon you don't even know that is in the head of that person. Don't do that. Have you learned something? Hit that subscribe button down there. Put a comment. Pin it down there. Tell me what you think about this discussion. God bless you and keep you. My name is Meshach. Two Wheels Paradise. See you around. See you next time.